And at this time, I'm more until I see structural reversal in place, particularly on XRP, we have to remain cautious. So to round out the analysis, structural reversal would be getting back above 250. Cementing a weekly close again above 260 would look like this. Something like that, getting back to there. Even there, I would suspect back tests. So I would love to see XRP actually do something like this. It's never going to do what I want, but if I had to draw out kind of the play here, I would suspect something like this through the weekend. Maybe Monday we get a little bit of like flash because that's been a common theme lately. Then as we get towards the end of the month, a little bit of chop around the 240. Then we have the new moon come back like that and then do something like that.
Hmm.
Late May.
Hmm. Late May.
Yeah. And I don't care about the pattern. I don't really care about the structure. I'm just sort of giving you like my outlook right now. It's really this post new moon. And right now, in the next like 4 or 5 days, because also one thing to share, and I don't know if you're aware of this. Did you know that whenever we have a 9% move on the S&P to the upside, we've never actually continued higher past that day? We've always come back to a deeper correction than where we corrected prior off of
Yeah.
that. That's like a fact.
That's what was
Do we?
scary about that bounce is we've only seen a recovery or basically gains like that for the stock market during bear markets.
Yes. And that's fucked up. That's something
Yeah.
we need to be serious about and we need to address that this bounce right here that we got was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. This isn't
Only
even a V
Trump could
shape.
make that happen.
Yeah, this isn't even a V-shape recovery. It's like a needle recovery.
Right.
So I'm very
Right.
sorry. I'm very cautious about this
Yeah.
personally. It's crazy. In my last Red Pill podcast that I do for my Patreons, for my Patreon community, I talked about this before we had the weekly open. I kind of dedicated it to this like Black Monday meme that was going around.
Mm.
But I said that watch Monday open will probably be close, like very close, if not slightly deeper into the prior all-time high of 2021. And it's mind blowing how we swiped up through all that liquidity and recovered pretty much back to where the breakdown was. This is the most unhealthy move I've ever seen. And it's so narrative driven and awkward that, yeah, when I look at that data about the 9% moves on the S&P and how we've been known to go lower after, it wouldn't shock me if something happens and I don't want to theorize too much, but I just sent this out yesterday, a tweet that the market's drunk right now. And effectively, if I could summarize what I said in the tweet, is that we're going to get desensitized to hearing about these exaggerated tariff numbers. And today, what happens? We get like, what is it? China 100 something percent tariff.
Yeah, they went from
And
84 to 125 or something like that. Yeah,
there
we're
you
losing
go.
track of these numbers. Yeah.
And the market went up. Okay.
Yep.
So, like, my point here is that that is all gonna be, it's like a meme. It's bullshit now. No one gives a fuck. And it's because we're in the new world. If they did that in 1980s, bro, holy fuck, we would be like at least another 20% correction throughout the whole week. But now no one cares because everything is about exaggeration with who? With Trump. Everything is exaggeration. And we don't care anymore. This is why they're using him to distract everyone, and this is why they're using his exaggerate. He's like hyperbole about everything. So no one's going to take him seriously soon, and they're about to turn him into a hero again. So mark my words. Everyone who thought he was a hero after he won the election, they've just demonized him. Now they're going to turn him back into a hero again, and it'll probably be synchronized with what you shared earlier, the next Fed meeting. What did I just show you on this XRP chart? This dump down over here into
Yep.
when? Right into around the Fed meeting. Now, I have one more last thing to share. So you don't think what I'm showing you here is just make believe. For some reason, all of our events lately have been on specific dates. We have the 2/2 date. I know you said February 3rd earlier, but people need to remember that that was just the daily close. We actually were having all this chaos start on February 2nd, the 2/2
Hmm.
date. That's symbolic of the 33rd day of the year. Then we have on March 3rd, we have this event with Trump again, where the Truth Social post happens
Oh
on
yeah, perfect.
3/3 Gregorian date, and then it's a Twin Towers candle, is what I call it. So you have the pump and dump with the same, pretty much same volume either direction. Then you have on the 4/4 date, we have the whole thing start with the tariffs. So the stock market completely takes a shit. Let me get back to the S&P so you guys could see like what is Waters talking about. I'm talking about this, okay? We have this major move into the 4/4 date, April 4th. Market closes on Friday. Jim Cramer comes out, expect a Black Monday, right? Okay. Well, if we look at some of the stats here on the closures, we had this 38 thousand point Dow. The following day we had Bitcoin at the 83K level. Dude, I don't know what the hell's going on in this market, but it's synchronizing so well with numerology.
Yeah.
Just like kind of where I want to wrap up this idea is like we have 4/4 and then we have 4/7 is our crazy fucked up day, the quote unquote Black Monday. And we were just talking earlier about how we have the 47th president. So you have April 4th through April 7th was like our market reset in a way. It was all the hedge fund liquidations, margin calls, etc. happened throughout those two trading days. And then we had the Bitcoin, the 74K crash. We had, everything I was saying about Trump being the 47th president. It's wild, man. So I'm thinking because I started this whole 4/2 date, 3/3 date, 4/4 date, Cinco de Mayo is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Will they do
Mm-hmm.
something weird on Cinco de Mayo, which synchronizes with the next time Chair Powell speaks? Probably. I didn't look at the exact date of the week that will be. Let me quickly check that while I have my calendar here. So it's going to be a Monday, even better. The
Yep.
fact that it's a Monday is great because what do we see in our pattern? Well, February 3rd was a Monday. We have March 3rd. It was a Monday. We have April 7th. It was a Monday. What the fuck? So Monday, Moon Day, day of Moony, money. This is all just liquidity. And they're using the Friday market close, giving us this time to the weekend. We've been seeing these insane CME gaps opening to the upside or the downside on Bitcoin every time they're getting filled. And the relationship that we're having now with all of the markets it's like it's synchronizing. And I think 5/5 will probably be maybe, and I don't want to put myself on blast here, but it might be like one of the really sick opportunity, like last minute opportunities we have if we are to see downside pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing that I could say to round this out is they love the number three. They love doing things in threes. So did we have our three events already? We had 2/2 on the 33rd day of the year. We had March 3rd, 33 Gregorian date. And what would be 33 days later?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we take
Mm-hmm.
33 days. Let me see if I could get back to this on my chart. But when we take from the March 3rd date over 33 days later, it brings you to the 4/5 date, literally right into that weekend where we had everything go
Wow.
down in our markets.
Wow.
So I'm postulating that we might have already had our 33 rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for us to have some positive. I don't know if the Fed is gonna do what we want them to do. I feel like everyone wants them to do what we want them to do, and that's where I'm a little cautious.